Let's just see where this goes. I'm trying to be underneath the sun so that I can hear clear, close to the trees, so I can hear to the mountain range, so that I can channel the best information possible. Last night was the easiest because I'm in my sleep when I'm in the dream realm. When I'm in the dream realm, it's easy for me to channel information and then just put it out to the people that are here, or the energies that decide to travel to this point in time. You so today we're going to be talking about the dream uh, realm weaving and how it connects to like Hollywood and movies and things like that. Um, yeah, we'll go from there. So I had quite a bit of dreams last night. Um, the only ones that stuck out is this huge alien invasion in the dream, and as they were, it was this bright light coming down, and as it was coming down, I flashed back into a different part of the world, like where I am now, and then I was like, you know, giddy and excited. Long story short, that's all that I want to talk about for that perspective. We're going to talk about the Black End development. So while everybody was fighting off uh, spiritual war entities, although that section, uh, I was on the back end developing the architectural web of the spiritual web, spiritual internet, which people became known as the Black Web. Um, and, when you hire somebody else to do what you need to get done, if they don't do it, they don't have they don't have it. So sometimes when I couldn't get a section of the spiritual web done, I would hire out and contract out, um, a celebrity, or somebody who has uh, keen spiritual development within the Black side. While everybody was focused on their light body and trying to get their peace, love, and light up, there was other people on the opposite side trying to get their balance their dark energy, right? Because everyone wants to save fucking dark energy balancing for last. And I'm like, that's not that's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to work on your light and your dark body at the same time. To find the balance that way. But everyone wanted peace, love, and light and shit. And they didn't want to go through their trauma. You know, you got to dig through the buckets of your trauma in order to find the gold pieces within it. So, I found someone who could help me develop certain sections, right, of the spiritual algorithm to bring, I'm not going to say AI technology, but technically it's nanotechnology, which is like the tiniest information being stored from a single organism, like a single cell, right? Um, so when you're building the infrastructure from a spiritual standpoint, and you're working with the monks, you're working with the shamans, you're working with the animals in order to come up with the best layered conclusion, right? So this is where production comes involved. Production in Hollywood and the Black End Dream Realm development is about the same infrastructure. There's only like a few changes between the two. But in order to be a producer, you have to be able to produce the dark end of the development, which means you have to have enough money to pay for it, to pay for the dark end to be integrated within your film, right? So this is why sometimes you're watching the movie and you'll see it like flash behind it. That's if the person's soul is right in cue, the spiritual soul is in cue with their physical soul. One person who's really good at this is Thomas Shelby. That guy from, I don't know his real name, but he's really good at it. Woody Harrelson, he's really, really good at the integration of the back end development and his physical light body and his dark body. Denzel, of course, there's a lot of good actors in regards to that. Chris Evans does really good. And then it even integrates on what person is picked the role because of what reason, not just because they're popular or because of the money or anything like that. It's because the producer, if you find someone who's integrated, an actor who's integrated well within the light and dark body, you don't have to worry about that person. So you don't have to pay the fine. It's open.
No service.
Come on in. Hi.
Hi. Nourishment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. So you don't have to worry about certain actors and actresses because they are gilded. That means that they are knighted or a part of the mother's lineage to have the balance of both light and dark. And if they need help, instead of going to a producer to pay for the dark end, they just go to their mom, and their mom will be like, hey, here is, all the, things, put it together. And it's like going back into school. So the higher you climb up, the more likely you are to be a producer, right? A producer produces the dark end development, the black end of the film, right? Everyone's like, the director has the eye, the keen eye. The director is 99% of the time, and I'm going to say this 100%, the director 99% is a dummy. They're channeling. I'm not saying that they're dumb, but I'm saying they're channeling what needs to be done to get to the core of this emotion. They're channeling to help the other person, right? In order to see through the eye of Ra, how it needs to be played out in this energy. So even Ra was talking about The Matrix again, right? Really, 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 really good film. Fishburne did good, Keanu Reeves did good, Pinkett Smith, the dude from the Dread dude. I mean, the acting was good, it was good. But the big secret is most of these movie sets and things like this are repeating punishments for certain people. So let's just say they're doing an alien invasion in Houston, and it's all the world's a stage. If you had not given the balance necessary, you're going to be transferred into a set, right? You have to go to a set. Aset is the one who directs, produces most of the black end of the films. And Aset is the one who sets it up, who gets the stagecraft. She does all the black end development that most people don't even pay attention to. They don't even look. But in most of the time, some of the best lovemaking scenes come from Aset, because she's gathered the true alchemy of yin and yang, mother and father, and produces that for the actors to channel in, right? So when Hollywood turned into this cesspool of negativity and disgustingness, it was not because of the black in development. When Aset gets stuck on the black end, she gets stuck on the black end until it's done. She doesn't focus on the light end because she has Oshun. Oshun comes in with sweet waters and makes everything better. But when you piss off Oshun, the production's not going to be good because no one's going to see the black end because she's resetting the lighting on the film to reflect her anger. And all you see is red, and you can't see the black end through red glasses unless you are top class, top of your class, if you're top masculine. Like you can look at a movie and be like, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, right? So for example, I'm going to talk about Supernatural. One of my favorite shows is Supernatural, Charmed. I'm talking about from a magical standpoint. So, I had that dream about Soldier Boy, which is the Jensen Ackles character, or Jensen Ackles is his name. But I had a dream that he invited me to a party, right? And that's when I lost my phone with the bees and, the rock and all that kind of stuff. It was a really weird, like I was about to drop because, let me just talk about the Jensen Ackles. So I go on his page and I'm like, I told his mom what to name him, what his lineage is supposed to be. He has to have an easily accessible name to Jen, right? He has to. Otherwise, he does not claim his position within the Jen. So he's the son of the Jen a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to. I went to a party, literally, a long time ago. I went to a party and I met at a Hollywood event, but this is on the black side of the event, so it's mainly coded within the dream realm. I met a very charming person, very, very, very charming. He, offered me money. He offered me all this stuff to be like his secretary in a sense. And I grabbed a knife and I put up to his throat. I said, talk to me like that again, we're going to have problems. I'm no one's secretary. Basically did that, whole song and dance. And he got excited. And then his eyes changed into blue. And he was like, I want to marry you. He was like, I want to marry you on the black end and the front end. I was like, you're never going to find my front end development because I'm not famous and I don't want to have fame tagged onto my identity because y'all go crazy as soon as y'all reach that fame status where everybody's eyes is on y'all. Y'all turn into some disgusting monsters. And he's like, it's not like that. He's like, let me show you. So then he took me through different points in time where we actually met up, where we actually were linked, which is crazy. And from that, we ended up producing Jensen because I needed somebody who was good at channeling the monster to kill the monster on a set. Get it? So it's funny to see him see how the story went and the soul, from a soul's perspective, went to how it's playing out in real life, and then the roles that he chooses. Like a lot of the times when my kids want a certain role, then I make sure they get the role that they want. I always try my best to make sure, because the production will not go on if the black end is not developed, right? The film has to be on par. You know who's also really good at channeling? Antosh. He's really good at channeling. He reminded me of me. So basically, the producer produces the black end, and you look at the end of the credits where it's like the black background and then the white letters going down. That is most of the time stating that these members on this film are protected under white. So whatever they channeled and whatever they got from this, they cannot be touched, right? And at the end of it, a set will sign in her black ink that it's approved or denied based on how good the film turned out to be. If the film turned out good and she put her stamp on it, then her approval, then she would use them for other things. For example, Chris Evans, when he played the newest character, Lloyd, that energy is channeled directly from from her energy. Like, I have this vision where I'm in the black end of the realm and he's right there, right? And then I take some of the black energy I have here and I place it within his vessel. So he's maneuvering and doing as I say for the black end, you know? Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good Thoth, one of them. And basically, when you have Thoth, the husbands of the heavens, you have a number associated with them. A number first, an animal, a certain rock. All of them have an association with everything in the world that the mother turns it into. So if you're thinking about becoming an actor, nepotism works in Hollywood, right? But the mother has her own versions of nepotism in the black end. She has her own version. So when Hollywood started to go off course, opposite of the shadow world, opposite of the shadow self, to recreate their own shadows, they were using Barbie dolls and other like play toys to mimic what they wanted in the shadows, not what the mother did. So this is what started the burning of Hollywood. When they would take it to the dark room and play little dolls and shit, instead of listening to the mama saying, "I got the shadow in, I need to integrate it into the spiritual system, into the dream web, so that it will touch the psyche of human," right? But they went way off course in Hollywood, so we had to send people in to defend Hollywood and defend the hollow nature of these humans in order for, because when you're channeling, when you're fucking channeling, you're absent. Your whole body is absent. Like the whole internal structure is absent, right? So it can fit enough talent inside of it. It can fit enough of the dark end inside of it, because that's how you integrate the human form into the dream realm. This is how you actually gain a dark body, an astral body, from integrating the dark realm into your own body. So if you have both balanced ma'at, light and dark, on the same spectrum, and you go into Hollywood and you're noticing, some people aren't really talented. Some people aren't really talented, and they're getting this, and this. They're getting all of these roles and stuff. I would say mind your fucking business. I would say mind your business because some of the roles are very personal to me. Some of the roles that are conjured up from the dream realm are very personal to me, and I don't like talking about it. But it's easier for someone else to channel that energy and not drown with it. That's hard to do because you're channeling the bottom of the realm. You're channeling Olokun energy, right? And yeah, in order to get back and forth from the dream realm to physical reality, you have to have access to death. You got to call Snoopy up, and if Snoopy don't like you, he's not going to help you. He's just like that. Snoopy does not care. Anubis does not care. He's like, if you're mean and rude, think you all that, you ain't even getting it. You ain't even getting back and forth. I'm not driving you nowhere. But I haven't had a knockback from Jesse, so I might have an open position for a thought. I haven't heard a knockback from. Let me see. I haven't heard a knockback from number 2. Number 8. I got one from 11, but not. I got another knock from Drake, which there was a huge hailstorm in Canada. Huge. So he got his knock, but it's all about if you finish the class. You get what I mean? You got to finish the class in order to become a professor. You got to profess your love for the topic that you chose. It's all about professing that energy and making it work for you. So let's go back to the dream in development. Some of the best ideas come to directors and writers from the dream realm. If they have good enough talent of maneuvering the energy from the black realm to the physical realm, and channeling that passion, writing it down, and giving their all, then that movie 99% of the time turns out to be a hit. Not at the box office, at the black box office. Yeah. So I was watching Raw really quick on his page talk about doing the Matrix again. I'm like, I'm demanding before y'all put out another one of them movies, I'm demanding y'all talk to him. Hi.
You totally changed. I
Yeah.
love your headband.
Thank you.
I do. I wanted to go over what I need to give you this morning.
Okay.
I have your Renvela.
Okay.
I have Labetalol, but I wanted to check your blood pressure first
Okay.
to make sure I won't thank you today. I have amlodipine.
Yep.
And then I have your Miralax.
Sounds fun.
Yes. I brought you an apple juice, but you can mix it with water, whichever you prefer.
I'll do the apple juice, yeah. So delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just finish it.
Please do.
So we'll go back into the producer, the jobs of the producer on the dark end of film. After I take my Miralax, guys. Thank you. I love the name Josephine, like Josephine Baker.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only met probably in my lifetime like 3 Josephines, which
Yeah.
is kind of.
It's
I had a
beautiful
daughter,
though.
I would name her Josephine, but
You would or you wouldn't?
I would.
Yeah.
Would, but
That's a beautiful name.
thank you. I don't have a middle name though.
Oh wow.
Our middle name is like my maiden name.
Oh wow. What's your family's maiden name or your mother's side?
Well, I'm married now, so it was Cantoria, my mom's side.
Cantoria?
Cantoria. I'm from the Philippines, but it's.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That has an Italian ring to it too.
And then my last name prior to being married was Quitoner. And then now my last name is Carrillo. Because I
What?
married Mexican. So,
Wow. That's beautiful. It's like a hodgepodge of beautiful cultures hanging out. All right. Yes. Let's take my blood pressure.
Are you still working right now?
I do a semi podcast
Uh-huh.
in regards to spiritual development.
Oh, nice.
And so it's basically, when I go, this will be a whole stack of people. They'll understand the spiritual development of everything. I'm talking about Hollywood today and how the best producers and like directors get dreams in order to produce a film or whatever. So just organizing that out for everyone.
May I check it on this arm?
Yeah, of course. Oof. Oof. Okay. Okay, what am I talking about? So yeah, when we actually go into filming, we're going to break down all the Matrix movies, but we'll start with the first Matrix in order to see the correlation between the dark and light side of the, reality and subconscious reality. But we also have to take back to what I was saying about them making, medicine time. Them making a new Matrix movie. You need a top consultant on that, and there's only one person that I would think of, and that's Ra, to consult on that. Because if the film turns out bad or the film turns out in a different light, you could disrupt the subconscious development of the new energies that are coming out, because everything's a copy off of something, right? All the movies nowadays, there's no original ideas. But now the original ideas are going to be reset by the resetting of the Matrix. It's fun. So, for consultant, I would say pay him what he wants in order for it to actually turn out good. Okay. Thank you. I'll drink that. Yummy. So excited.
Give you free hands there.
I'm so excited to drink that beer.
I can tell, you know.
Chocolate goodness is delicious.
Yes. Hey, Taylor.
Oh, hi there. I have a nurse here at room 102 needing to get that handoff.
Wonderful. I'll be right back. Thanks. Girl, you call me if you need something.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I'll leave you be.
Okay, I'll be here. What's it talking about? Yeah. Let's see what else we're going into. So on the black end development, it's very easy for me to take over the subconscious mind because I have a treaty with Psyche, the goddess Psyche, which is another split off personality of my own being. But she's the one who nurtures the human psyche from childhood in order to bring it back up to the brain, the pineal, in order for the information to play on a screen. This is a whole screen. Your forehead is a real movie theater. It's your forehead. Everything you think, everything you say, from a black end level, is popped up on this forehead. So this is why when people say the 666 signal on the forehead, when they see that, that means you don't work with that person. They didn't put in enough work on the front end to get the benefits from the back end. So, yeah, that's basically what I mean. Basically what I mean. So I'm excited to see what movies come out coming up next. But I know that Anunnakian energies have arrived, and they're like really anxious to get into the black end of the system in order to fix a couple things. But we've already got Olokun on the job. You can create some of the sickest motherfuckers from Olokun. Any child I've alchemized with Olokun's DNA have turned out to be like the best swimmers, the best workers. Optional goon, but they turn out to be really good at channeling deep emotions. So, another one, RZA's really good at channeling. When I met him at the Doug Fur Lounge in Portland, Oregon, I was like talking with my head, like to see where he was on his development. Because sometimes you got to go all the way, to the person's past in order for them to hear you. But he heard me like one-on-one, like simpatico type shit. So, oh, and Andrew got a knockback too. He has a knockback. He has a knockback in a while. I had a knockback from Rod. Knockback from almost all of them, but like 5 of them haven't confirmed the seat. So, in order to become a producer, you have to have mastered the dark side of the matrix in order to produce the best front end and back end of the storylines. Hello. Oh yeah. It's just
that way you don't have to have the first thing.
Yeah. Just a little toast. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot my eggs.
Oh, you want me to call for you?
I'll call. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. Nope. Guys, awfully tired. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. I think we have enough course material to go over for the past couple of weeks that will help.
We apologize for the delay. Please remain on the line for the next available representative.
That will help us to get to the basis of what we're going to do next within the Hollywood region, because we have to rebuild that front end infrastructure for the dream realm in order for the conjuring to manifest within physical reality. I was working yesterday, and I got to see all of these like television screens, all the rituals that were done in Hollywood and outside of Hollywood. So it was very cool to be able to see that. It was actually being recorded. It was actually being recorded by people. So that makes me happy and sad at the same time, because hey, some bad things were
We
happening
apologize for
from
the
a
delay.
ritualistic
Please remain on the
perspective.
line for the next available representative.
From a ritualistic perspective. Mhm. I love bread. I'm not going to stop it. Anyway, I'm done actually. Bye, guys.